Hallöchen und willkommen zurück zu The Stanley Parable. Ich habe wirklich Bock auf dieses Game. Wahrscheinlich wisst ihr, dass das Game ist. Schaut euch mal das Video von vor 2 Wochen an. Habe ich die Demo gespielt und erklärt, was es ist. Ja, Inception, geil. Der Mauszeiger hier ist verpackt. Ja, ohne weiteres gehen wir mal rein. Loading. The end is never. The end is never. The end is loading. Unterstütze ich so.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up
Okay, wir können uns bewegen, glaube ich.
stepped out of his office.
Ja. Ja, darum geht es mir. Nur.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been there before. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Ja. Gut. Ich glaube, es gibt irgendwie 17 Endings oder so. Das war das erste. Das ist, wenn man einfach keinen Bock hat auf irgendwas. Aber okay. Schauen wir mal. Genau.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Gute
Stanley
Frage.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted? Geil, Windows-PC. Ich glaube, ich werde jetzt mal das erste Mal. Oder auf jeden PC. Ich werde das erste Mal alles machen, was er sagt. Okay. Ich fühle die Musik von dem Game. Die Töne gehen alle nicht auf, glaube ich. So leiter. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Jetzt gehen wir mal ein erstes Mal links. Ja, genau, zu Meeting Room.
Yet there was not a single person.
Tipps for not getting fired.
Feeling
Weniger
filled
reden.
with disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ich fühle diese PowerPoint hier. Ach, das ist doch schön. Gut, ne? Ja, aber so habe ich das nicht gemacht. Ach du Kacke. Boss Appreciation. Ich feiere dieses Game. Why did we hire you? Dieses Spiel ist geil, ich liebe es jetzt schon. Ja. Metamorphose.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything.
Danke für den Input.
I are on such good terms.
Fourth wall, breaking the game. What do people want? Things. Money. More money. Things. Buy with money to buy more things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. We have a new product. Was steht da? Happy feelings. Mike James, you're fired. Profits, 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 profits. Ich fühle dieses Game. By quarterly post review. We need less reviews. Eigentlich hätte more. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the dev sport portion in the primary review schedule. Schedule heißt es. Blah, English. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters, nicht healers. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. BigNet? Some sort of child trap? Was ist das jetzt? 500 Credits oder was? Work hard worker. Teenagers, a lot of percent. Space between the teenagers. Size of demographic. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins. Trash cans. Renaming of the ideas. Firing of MG. Okay. Meeting room. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. RIP Franz. Ich glaube, das gehe ich jetzt nicht durch, das ist mir zu viel. Targets. Push for funding for research and development of new coffee machine. Standardized graphs 40% wide. Not cost efficient. Ongoing. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Stark. Synergize pupils. Steht da, glaube ich. Hire someone to papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep targets on the topic of zensiert. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Employee 417, 405, 491, 416, 431, Gym. Ich feiere den Gym-Typen. Ja. To do. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market parade. Monetize Free-to-Play. Also der Typ mit Monetize Free-to-Play hat es echt durchgeführt. Egal, gehen wir weiter. Die Tür geht automatisch zu. Broom Closet. Ich höre Portalgeräusche. Weißt du was, das Broom Closet hat ja auch ein eigenes Ending, wenn ich mich richtig erinnere. Aber das machen wir nächstes Mal. Ja, das mal. Oh, Nobel. Diese einzelne Tür. Executive Bathroom. Ja, Mann. Hier ist nichts, okay?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Sprache.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Wie sollte ich das auch wissen? Warum ich jetzt ein,
A secret in number 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Wie auch.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Das Game ist so geil. Oh, Loading Screen.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Ich weiß es nicht, vielleicht ist er ein bisschen retarded.
So unanswered for Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Na, ich gehe jetzt mal straight. Was ist das jetzt?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
The fuck?
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Hier kommt
Did he
ein.
have the strength to find out?
Ja, Rios Portal 2 ist jetzt das Evo-Titel. Diese Catlogs hatten wir in Portal 2 auch mehrfach. Kamerabutton.
Now the monitors jumped
Feiert.
to nature revealed. Each board number of an employee in the building.
Ja, da ganz in der Mitte gerade ist
So many individual
427, das sind wir.
images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ich bin jetzt schon verloren im Screen. Ja, egal. Hier war er.
This mind control facility
Das ist einfach Matrix.
to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been
Employee feiert, ich feiere das.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Maybe.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
Pirate.
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Oh.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Mind Control Status offline.
Intent. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So. Kann ich drücken. Was ist hier hinten? Ah, wait, hier ist es. Ich muss nachlesen, was da oben steht. Ich kenne das jetzt nicht.
And when at last he found the source of the rule's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Das ist ein Drucker. Alles Reuse Assets. Egal. What the fuck?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Nö.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things
Jetzt eine Cutscene.
to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Achievement unlocked. Beat the game. Geil. Und hier sind wir wieder.
Stanley
Ja.
had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Replay Value 100. Mhm.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nö. So, wir gehen von gegen
The
den.
direct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ja, definitiv will ich das. Oh, das ist sexy.
Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nö.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Das ist the spirit.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Well,
Ja.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Nö. Do not stand on this side of fence.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Hier ran, nö.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked
Was?
through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. Fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I'd written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want?
Es ist grandios schon.
Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Nicht hier raus. Springen kann man nicht.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really. Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know?
Nö.
A level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings. Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide Leaderboard. Nein. Wow, danke für überhaupt gar nichts. Das zu Friends verhört. Wow, danke für überhaupt nichts. Wow.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game,
Excuse me, what?
falls button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a
What
very
the fuck?
meaningful game, all about the desperation and
Fuck.
confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear
4 Stunden.
for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Excuse me, what the fuck? Was zur Hölle? Was zur Hölle?
You heartless bastard.
Danke, du auch.
Hate babies or purely to spite me?
Beides.
If it's the latter, then I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Was zur Hölle?
I had absolutely nothing to do with.
Ich habe mich wieder safe. Ich hoffe, ich kann immer nicht springen. Ich kann nicht springen und ich kann auch nichts abbauen, von dem her.
Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Du hast halt, was ist das jetzt? What the fuck?
See what? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's gaze upon the work of art and feel ashamed of your own inadequacy. You've seen it from
Warum ist das so gut?
You've only gotten half the experience. Please step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Warum ist das Game so gut?
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of...
Oh, what? Was passiert jetzt?
Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Wo? Ah. Oh. Die alten Rosen. Warum krieg ich Nostalgie und geht es zwar Minecraft ist? Minecraft-Musik. Intensify. Das ist so gut.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. You got a light?
Nö. Ich kann auch nicht Video springen. Was passiert jetzt? Gleich schreibe ich jetzt einen Creeper, wo ich call ist. Warum hat die Minecraft-Klon in Stanley Parable, also in Source Engine nachgebaut?
No. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear.
Ich meine, man gehört?
You feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do
Oh.
at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Was zur Hölle? Ich liebe das. Woher wusste ich das?
Yes, I don't even know what I love it.
Musik ist gut.
Trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to music.
Ich liebe diese Nummer.
Couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Warum ist das Game so geil?
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. Actually,
wow.
don't care much to see you stumble through anymore.
Was? Ich höre dich nicht. Wow, hier ist. Hä? Was jetzt? Ich falle wieder runter. Ich sehe halt kaum was. Ich gehe nicht davon aus, dass ihr mehr sehen werdet als ich. Ich schaue gerade auf OBS, weil der Bildschirm auf dem OBS auch ein bisschen kleiner ist als der, wo ich gerade aktuell spiele. Was passiert hier? Aber auch nicht mehr von mir zu reden. Das Spiel ist so fucked. Oh, hier ist Licht. Was ist das jetzt? Hä, was mache ich jetzt? Hä?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Was macht der jetzt? Arnold Schwarzenegger oder was?
Very soon. I can wait.
Ich kann auch warten. Schade. Okay. Das ist mit der heutigen Folge Stanley Parable. Ich liebe dieses Game. Oh, ich habe echt Bock, da jetzt gleich mal mehr aufzunehmen. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.